every shot, track distances, and customize practice. This new technology is also changing the golf business, making bucket list golf destinations available to anyone at all skill levels. It provides crystal clear visuals, transporting users to locations around the world and helping players improve their game. Dr. Nico Darris, True Golf Director of Golf, joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine to discuss the latest advancements in golf simulators and how AI is changing the business of golf. Dr. Darris, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here today.
Absolutely. I remember as a youngster going to the driving range with my dad with nothing more than a driver. He bought me a pack of tees and a bucket of 100 balls and said, hit. And then 100 balls later, he said, do it again. That was how we trained in the old days, but times have changed. So how has this technology impacted the business of golf?
Times have definitely changed, and today we're looking for efficiency in all areas. And one of the greatest things, especially in a climate like Ohio, where we can play golf now year-round. Just because it's the middle of the winter and there might be a foot of snow outside, we can play golf indoors along with obviously being able to play outdoors. And the business is massively transformed with being able to play, like you said, those beautiful courses 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, no matter the weather, in 4K, in your simulator, whether it's in your home garage, your buddy's house, wherever it might be. You can play golf every day, all day now.
Now, is this something where you wear like virtual reality goggles, or is it something that you see on a screen while you're hitting the ball?
So it is not virtual reality on our end. This is as close to, as we like to say, real golf as possible. You're hitting a ball into a net, and then our calculations will instantly calculate how far that ball went in real time, and you'll be able to see the outcome of the shot, whether it's on a laptop or iPad, however you run your system, and you'll be able to see it right away.
What is the advantage to participating in something like this as opposed to just going to the driving range and just hitting ball after ball after ball?
So with our feedback in camera system, you'll be able to see not only where did your ball go, but as our President Brenner likes to say, what you did wrong as well. And so getting a ton of feedback, whether it's club data, ball data, and being able to understand right away paths to improvement, that's so big for us. So golfers just aren't wasting their time, like you said, whacking ball after ball with no feedback, and being able to give you structured practice through the True Golf system to be able to improve incrementally and accomplish your goals.
How long have golf simulators been around?
Much longer than I ever knew when I got into the game of golf, that's for sure. So True Golf had started with a golf game in the 80s, and since then it has blown up in the last 10 to 15 years. Everyone is using them at the professional level to just gather data. And once we have that data, we can learn so much more than just, the good old eye test on a driving range. I think that one went about 205 yards. Our system, you'll be able to say, no, that went 201 yards with, 6,487 RPM of spin, and it landed here and ended up over there.
Now, and I'm going to call it a machine, I don't know what you call it, but does the machine say things like, you're trying to kill the ball, remember golf is an old man's game, golf swings should be like a pendulum of a clock? Because that's what my dad told me all the time.
So we are actually training an AI model. So not only does your dad able to roast your swing when he's teaching you, but now Watson is able to essentially live chirp your own golf swing and tell you about your slice. So that's been a really fun project over the last few months, that not only do your buddies be able to give it to you, but now Watson AI is able to be able to tell you right there, hey man, that one ended up in the water. I hope that ball has floaties.
How do golf trainers feel about this? I mean, I don't want to suggest that it could replace them, because that human touch is really important, but have they accepted it, or have they pushed back against it?
So there's still the old guard that, understands it's the eye test at the end of the day. But I would say by and large, I get to work with the best players in the world. And pretty much every single coach out there is using and leveraging some form of technology, because it's giving us the best information available instantly. Like I said, you no longer have to guess. You can know exactly where that ball ended up. And more importantly, the ball flight laws and understanding why. So many many myths that we thought, say, in the 80s of, hey, why does the golf ball do that? We now don't have to wonder any longer. We know exactly why the ball does that.
Who is the most famous golfer that we would know that has actually used this system, and what did they think about it?
So you're going to be able to see for the first time in the next few months, tour pros starting to use them on TV. But you name a golfer, they're using a simulator. If you turn on any sort of, if you turn on a major championship, you're going to see a player with a little box behind them hitting balls into it. And then so many players are using this in their own personal homes. So I've been fortunate to work with Masters champions. They have these systems in their home where they're able to practice, able to get reps in when, they have children or it's nighttime or, hey, maybe it's just the weather outside isn't great. They're able to work on them. So from the best players in the world to 30 handicappers, at this point, pretty much everybody's using them.
What's going to be next? Robot caddies that tell you what club to use?
So actually, funny you say that. That is one of our long-term goals, again, working with Watson, is to be able to train an AI to learn your game so that once they understand, hey, here is, let's say, 1,000 shots that you've hit, that AI and machine learning will be able to leverage you and understand your game and how we can help you improve so that you're not the little kid at the driving range with a bucket of balls and, a driver and just wailing away hoping for improvement. Like I said, we don't have to guess anymore. We know you as a golfer, and we know what you need to work on to reach your goals. So, hey, I think in the not too near future, there might be a robo-caddy online helping somebody win a major championship.
All right. So if we want to learn more about this, where can we send audience members?
TrueGolf.com. You're going to be able to see all the technology. You're going to be able to read more about the story, about how the technology and the amazing opportunities to be able to play nearly every golf course in the world at your fingertips in your simulator. So check it out online, learn more about it, do your research, and really just start to understand golf easy and have a blast playing in the simulator.
But I'll still be able to scream for myself, correct?
I just hope that your room is soundproof. Your neighbors might be a little nervous, but absolutely. You can yell at your screen all you'd like. I do it plenty, trust me.
There you go. I want to thank Dr. Nico Darris from True Golf for being with us today. We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine after this on the Ohio News Network.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAFE25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code SAFE25.
Save big money on your next painting project right now at Menards. Give your room a grand finish with Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Paint. It's a premium paint and primer with excellent durability and comes in over 750 one-coat colors. Get a gallon on sale now through November 3rd. Save big on Pittsburgh paint, and don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Get all
your holiday shopping done in just one stop with early holiday deals at Meijer. Save big this week on gifts for everyone. For the competitive ones on your list, select puzzles and board games are buy two, get one free. Share the sense of the season with Yankee Candle products. Buy one, get one for $1. And for those who believe that bigger is always better, save $200 on an Element 65-inch Zumo TV. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Parenting is hard. Technology can make it harder. The Family Media Plan developed by the American Academy of Pediatrics helps make it easier. Go to healthychildren.org/media plan to create the media plan that's right for your family. Whether you make a full plan or just choose a few parts that matter the most to your family, healthychildren.org/media plan is an easy-to-use tool that will help your family set media priorities and create healthy digital habits in line with your family's values. You'll also get practical tips to help make the plan work. And you can come back to revise your plan as often as you need to, like at the beginning of each school year or during summer and holiday breaks. Raising kids in the age of screens is easier when you have a plan. Go to healthychildren.org/media plan and make your plan today.
The Fan is live and local with Morning Juice, Caffeinate, and Dominate.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
In April of 2006, Ohio State University sophomore Tyson Gentry took a hit during football practice, and the impact was devastating. He sustained a C4 spinal cord injury that caused him paralysis, losing all movement and sensation from the neck down. Tyson survived 2 surgeries and months of rehab and has turned his injury into a passion for helping others and their families who are experiencing what he experienced. Tyson Gentry joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine. Welcome.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Your entire life changed with one hit. What gave you the courage to fight through it and not just simply give up?
Faith, family, and friends is really what it comes down to. I wouldn't be here today without the support of countless others and just people coming out of the woodwork. And obviously a big part of that, having been injured in Ohio Stadium, Ohio State fans from around the world, just an incredible outpouring of love and support. And so, yes, very grateful for the love and support of others.
18 years later, how functional is your body now?
Good question. So basically, I didn't have any feeling or movement from the neck down for the first probably week, and then I started to get a little bit of sensation and a flicker of movement in my biceps. And it just kind of slowly progressed from there as far as sensation, but my movement stopped in my biceps. So I can move my arms, but I don't have any movement or anything in my fingers, my wrists, my triceps, and then nothing below my arms. But thankfully, I was able to regain sensation throughout my body. It's just limited from a standpoint of I can't feel pain or temperature pretty much below my collarbones. So I can feel the wind blowing. I can feel, when I touch my leg. But if I were to get maybe burned or something painful, on my leg or my stomach or anything, I wouldn't feel the pain of that.
How did the injury, make you feel about contact sports, especially in light of the injury risks that the sport presents?
Honestly, I don't think it's really changed my point of view at all, considering the fact that really all the circumstances surrounding my injury were pretty straightforward and what you would expect in the game of football. I knew from a young age that this is a dangerous sport, but it was just a routine tackle. And to be honest, with the work that we do through New Perspective Foundation, we see a lot more injuries from car accidents and people diving into water. And so, you understand the risks with football. And I would let my kids play football if when they get to that age they want to play. I would just want to make sure that they are coached up correctly and are playing the game as safely as possible. But it's just the risk you take when you play sports sometimes.
Having family present during recovery, what role did that play in you being able to do more than perhaps you expected you would ever be able to do?
Oh my gosh, it was unbelievably profound, the impact that having family and friends and that just outpouring of support, the difference it makes is unbelievable. And when you have your world turned upside down like that and everything you thought you knew about where you were headed in life goes right out the window, to just have that consistency and that strength being there with you in the hospital when you're questioning everything and not sure what the future holds is paramount. And so, again, from a mental health standpoint, from just being positive and hoping for the best, having that support there and that encouragement on those days where all you want to do is give up, it just makes all the difference.
Was it a financial burden for your family to be there every day?
Thankfully, with having my injury again at Ohio State, we did have some resources that most families don't, where I remember, I don't know if it was the school or who paid for it or how it was paid for, but my parents were able to stay in a hotel nearby the hospital. And I think that was deemed okay under the there's some sort of hardship rule where if something happens that the school is able to step in and pay for flights or whatever it may be to allow the families to come and be there to support their child. But basically for the most part, most families are forced with the decision of having to take time off of work to be nearby the hospital, which then opens you up to staying at a hotel or flying or driving back and forth to make sure that your life back home isn't falling apart. And you can see how things snowball quickly from there because most people don't have any sort of savings or money to rely on long term to basically afford those travel expenses.
So in 2014, you started New Perspective Foundation. And as I was doing my background research, I found it very similar to what St. Jude does for children's cancer. Was that a thought as you created the foundation, the premise of St. Jude's?
I wouldn't say it was the initial premise of it. I just remembered reflecting with my wife Megan when we wanted to start a nonprofit. What were some of the things that I really remember appreciating and just being thankful for? And like we talked earlier, having my family by my side was the biggest thing that kept coming up. And then from there we moved to, what were some of the challenges my family faced? And the drive from my hometown in Sandusky to Columbus is a 2-hour drive one way. And again, my parents had to drive back and forth so many times. Even after I got out of the hospital, I still needed caregivers to help care for me. So my parents really stepped into that role. along with my sister. And so the driving back and forth, they spent into the thousands of dollars in gas alone over the couple years because, again, just trying to figure out that balance. But, the Ronald McDonald House and then, like you said, St. Jude are two great examples of nonprofits, basically, that help families in these situations that all they want to do is be there to make sure that their loved one can get through this life-changing situation. And so to have those resources out there that are very limited, it really just was obvious to us that this is something that would be a perfect fit for people and families figuring out life after someone sustains a spinal cord injury.
So check this out. New Perspective Foundation in 10 years has helped 250 families, and those families received over $600,000 in assistance. When you hear that, how do those statistics make you feel?
Grateful, really, is what it comes down to, because between donations from plenty of family and friends that we have been able to spread the word to and rely upon, but also grants. But yeah, just really the kindness of others who are taking their hard-earned money, or again, for when we apply for grants, there's other incredible organizations out there who recognize that there are, again, just people that want to make some changes in the world and do some good in the world. But yeah, just gratitude for all the other people out there who recognize that we're in this together, and just to be the change that they want to see in the world.
Do you hope to provide other assistance in the future besides travel expenses?
That's really our main focus, I would say, as far as where we would love to grow from here. Our goal from the beginning was to be in all 50 states. Right now we are in Ohio, Georgia, and Florida. But again, given the fact that we have limited resources at this point, we are 10 years in, and we're really trying to get over that threshold of figuring out what it looks like to move beyond just Megan and myself running the day-to-day operations. But ideally, we would love to branch out to other medical issues beyond spinal cord injuries, because, for instance, there are people who get the opportunity to take part in research for cancer treatments or whatever other illnesses might be out there, and their trial treatments that might be on the other side of the country. And so they need to figure out the logistics of getting out there and where they're going to stay, because those sort of things are not covered. And so we would love to cover things like that for people. But, again, it's just one step at a time, and we're getting there.
Well, and the more money you raise, the more people you can help. So you've got a fundraiser going on right now in the form of a raffle, and I'm looking at this grand prize going, this is pretty sweet. 4 tickets, Section 17AA, to the OSU Michigan game on November 30th, plus an East Stadium parking pass. That's like almost $10,000 worth of value. And then you've got a helmet autographed by Tressel. How much are these tickets?
Yeah, so it's really an incredible package. Obviously, 4 tickets together, and they're wheelchair accessible seats, so it's a great opportunity to be able to watch Ohio State. In my mind, we're going to smash Michigan this year. So,
there's no doubt.
Yeah, so to get to do that and then not have to worry about people crowding over into your seats or anything. It's on the 25-yard line right behind the home sideline, and you get to, a lot of the players' parents are right there in front of you. The parents and families are right there in front of you, so you get to have some good conversations and things like that. But it's a pretty incredible setup, and so you can get 1 ticket for $25 to raffle, or up to I believe 20 tickets for $345. Obviously, the more you get, the more bang for your buck. But we've got different packages in between, and the drawing will be on November 3rd. We'll announce the winner on November 4th. And so we've even had somebody from Alaska buy some tickets. So they're Ohio State fans all over the place and ready to pour into Columbus, Ohio on November 30th to watch Ohio State trounce Michigan.
That's right. So if you're listening to this show, what you need to do now is go to newperspective.org, follow the links for the raffle, and buy your tickets. And as Tyson said, drawing's November 3rd, announced November 4th, and you will be helping a great cause called New Perspective Foundation. Tyson Gentry, thank you so much for joining us on Ohio Sports Magazine, and we'll be back with more after this on the Ohio News Network.
Hey, folks, it's game day, and the betting's going to be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right. You got to pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
30% of D1 athletes report betting-related threats and harassment after games. This threatens the safety and mental health of students like Jade.
I'm a college athlete, and I'm more than a bet. When you threaten my life and my family because you lost money, it really scares me.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we're proud to bring you tonight's game. Our members are the public school educators who coach your kids on and off the field, because we believe in the potential of every student and their right to a high-quality public education, no exceptions. That's why we will continue to speak in one voice to demand the supports and resources our public schools need, because public education matters.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Congratulations to the Cleveland Guardians on a great season. Every team in their Ohio organization made the postseason this year, and the Guardians themselves made it all the way to the American League Championship. This is impressive given the team had a first-time manager and sustained multiple injuries and disappointments in its starting rotation. As the team looks forward to the 2025 season, a few items are on the wish list. The first is more consistent power hitters. It is up for debate as to whether this is a player or a coaching problem, but a team .238 batting average isn't enough to make the World Series. Shoring up the starting rotation is also in order, as the bullpen was simply fatigued at the end of the 2024 campaign. While Shane Bieber is expected to make spring training, it is unlikely that he will be ready to pitch early in the season. Ohio Sports Magazine continues after this on the Ohio News Network.
Bo Bishop here. Join us for the Make a Difference Gala, High Bank Distillery, November 12th. It's bourbon, food, and fun with Brady Quinn, Bobby Carpenter, and me. The gala benefits the Third and Goal Foundation, making a difference in the lives of veterans. Get your tickets today at 971thefan.com. 21 or older, please drink responsibly.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
Remember that day I invented the everything bagel?
That was a heck of a day, Jerry. I was right there in line.
Get Eco.
I saw the onion bagel and the poppy seed bagel and the sesame bagel, and I thought, imagine if one bagel could give you everything you need.
You changed the world that day, Jerry.
Get Eco.
I think Eco is just like that for homeowners in Ohio. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians. One company, one call, everything you need.
Get Eco.
Eco is a complete ecosystem of home services all under one roof.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Big things, small things, projects that require a little of this and that. Eco has the whole ecosystem equally covered.
Get Eco.
What if one day someone comes up with a new thing you can put on a bagel?
Well, I've already patented everything, Aaron. Nobody can claim everything plus one.
You're a wise man, Jerry.
I'm making a fortune, Aaron.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Shop Meijer this week for monster deals and spooky savings. Save on bulk Fuji or Gala apples, just 99 cents a pound. From creepy to just plain silly, our huge selection of Halloween costumes for the entire family are now 25% off. You'll be the favorite house on the block when you hand out Halloween snack or jumbo-sized candy. Buy 2 bags, get 1 free. And Halloween treat pails are only $1 each. Shop these frighteningly good deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center. A cooler start, but plenty of clear skies giving way to more sunshine as we get into the afternoon. Daytime highs will soar into the mid to low 70s yet again. And for tonight, as we go into the evening, our lows overnight dropping down into the low 40s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is ONN.
Through 9 weeks of the college football season, only a handful of teams remain perfect. The first college football playoff poll will be released on Tuesday, November 5th. That's the same night as the presidential election. There have been 4 schools at different points of the season that have claimed the number 1 spot in the AP Top 25 poll. Oregon sits there currently, helped out by their win over Ohio State a few weeks ago. Georgia, Alabama, and Texas have all been ranked at some point number 1. The Longhorns were upended by Georgia in a Week 8 game in Austin, Texas. The Bulldogs won there 30-15. Paul Feinbaum covers college football at large for ESPN and was on with Bo Bishop earlier this week on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus. Paul was asked his surprise in how dominant Georgia was over Texas.
Well, we underestimated Georgia because they had played poorly, and it's typical. We forgot they were still probably the best team in the country, or at least among the 2 or 3 best. And Texas really got exposed. Though we wondered about their schedule. I think we made way too much out of the win at Michigan. Other than that, they hadn't beaten anybody. I mean, they beat an Oklahoma team that would be bottom division right now in any secondary league. So they got riddled, and Kirby Smart typically, as he always does, blamed ESPN. Said that you guys didn't respect us. Nobody on game day picked. And by the way, Nick Saban, because they were both former assistants, and this is what game day really is paying him all this money for. He flipped a coin to decide who would pick.
I saw that. What did you make of Sark's decision to insert Arch Manning into the game and then insert into the rest of their season?
I think he was desperate. I think he had to try something. Clearly, he had thought about it because the week before he was unsure how good Ewers would be. Remember, he's coming back from injury. He did open up a major controversy, especially if Ewers has a bad game anytime at this point. But I think he was smart to quickly close the door afterwards. Not that maybe we believe him or not when he said Ewers is our quarterback.
Well, I like what you said there. At the very least, it was on his mind, right? So he's thought about it, and he's been so emphatic with this is Quinn's team. He's been that all way. And so then in the first half of their biggest game of the year to insert Arch in there, if Arch played well, Quinn probably don't play again, and that's a hell of a decision to make at that time, considering everything he's done to the counter. What did you make of Tennessee and their win against Alabama? This is now back-to-back losses in Knoxville for the Tide. And, Paul, you've been around long enough, and I certainly have as well. For some people in the Alabama program, that's is not quite the Iron Bowl, but it's close, and certainly for Tennessee, it's their Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is. This is a rivalry that runs very deep in Alabama-Tennessee lore, and it was crushing because the Vanderbilt loss aside, this is to somebody that it really matters, and I'm not saying Alabama is broken yet because their schedule sets up fairly well with one exception, and it could be the exception that buries the Tide this year, but. Their fans are naturally distraught. They were bailing out a week ago, though, as we talked with DeBoer, and nothing has changed. I was actually asked a question by Mike Greenberg Tuesday on Get Up. Is Kalen DeBoer on the hot seat? And I did not laugh at the question. I'm talking 7 games into his tenure, wow. Okay? And it wasn't an outlier. He's not, but he will be very quickly if things continue to go this way. That's how that's what a precarious slope DeBoer is on right now.
How do you think we are 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 days ago from getting our first look at this college football playoff poll, which I think, quite honestly, is silly for them to do. I know we're making a television show, but I think they could entrap themselves pretty big here by how they rank these teams compared to what they're going to do at the end. What do you expect them to do with what I think will be a glut of SEC teams with 2 losses, so maybe even some with more? How are they going to navigate this?
Yeah, I think the top will be fascinating. And then I think for the first time, everybody in America who's watching, and by the way, 2 weeks from Tuesday night is also election night, so I'm not really sure how many people will be watching. But I think they'll realize how convoluted this whole thing is because you're going to see really good programs, put between 5 and 8 as opposed to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th because of how we're rewarding the conferences. But there's a scenario going around. You could get 8 SEC teams at 10-2, but I don't think we're going to have that. Saturday night in a game that not that many people in your market care about, we'll start seeing some separation. What I'm talking about is LSU and A&M's. Slowly but surely, you're going to see the cannibalization of the SEC. This weekend, Missouri literally could be done. Not that you were considering them to be a part of it anyway.
Yeah, is 10-2 the number in your head, Paul, or do you think a 9-3? I think if all of a sudden I give you a 10-2 team that loses an SEC title game, how do they factor that last metric?
Yeah, I think the asterisk would be the SEC championship game because I don't know how you can kick a team out of the playoff for playing, let's say Georgia in the championship game when another team didn't have to play and would get in. So I think that's I don't know if that would also be applicable in the Big Ten, but it should be.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 97.1 The Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture an oil change that's quick, not rushed. When you hear the bell, feel yourself becoming light as a feather. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today. No automotive worry, no appointment needed.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Quality, transparency, integrity, craftsmanship, and consistency. Those are the words that seem lost by many in the construction industry, but not on Newman Roofing. Because when your name is on it, it just means more. NewmanRoofing.com.
Gambling too much? Or just can't seem to cut your losses? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, pub and gambling counselor at Maryhaven. Whether it's you or someone you love, we're here to help you control gambling before it controls you. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven is here for you no matter what. And that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Confidential and judgment-free, go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Save big on your next project at Menards. Insulate your home and start saving on energy costs with Owens Corning Pink Foamular Insulation. Foamular insulation panels are moisture resistant and rugged enough to be used anywhere, even underground. Plus, these pink panels are available in many different sizes and thicknesses to fit any project. Save big on Owens Corning Foamular Insulation. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAFE25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code SAFE25.
Smokey the Bear.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is ONN.
Well, Mike, they're going to honor the 1984 Big Ten championship team. When you think back to that season, before it started, what were kind of your thoughts about how the year was going to go?
Well, to be quite honest, Paul, it was one of those years where I was just coming off of a broken leg in the spring game, and, my future was in doubt to the outside world. Internally, I knew I was going to make the season debut against Oregon State, and for some reason, Coach Bruce decided to start Jim Korsanos that game, and I didn't play until the second week of the season. But, it's one of those little victories you have in your life. When they tell you you're not going to be able to play football, you're not going to be able to be a Buckeye for the rest of your life. And I used that as kind of a motivating factor to kind of rehab an aggressive rate with Steve Bliss and Billy Hill getting me to get ready for the 84 season. So I was very grateful for all that work, and I was looking forward to repeating as a Big Ten champion.
Mike, when you think about having weapons like Chris Carter and Keith Byers, that certainly has to help things, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Two great Buckeyes throughout the years. Chris had a short career at Ohio State, but Keith Byers, one of my favorite teammates, played on our Hoopsters intramural basketball team, was a dominant force on the basketball court as well. But Keith was just a treat to be around, just a jovial guy, just a great teammate, and it made me a lot better as a player as well.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the offensive line you had protecting you.
Well, between Rory Graves and Mark Karowitz, and in between, those bookends, we had Jim Lachey and Kirk Laudermilk playing center, and we had Scott Zawinski, filling out that 5 offensive line, along with Chuck Groza and Eddie Taggart that did their fair share of blocking throughout the years as well.
Mike, what was it like rebounding from the 2 conference losses you had to get to achieving the ultimate goal of winning a Big Ten title?
Well, it was very humbling, to lose. Wisconsin had our number, during our time at Ohio State. There was a close ball game. I think it was, a field goal away from, getting that victory. I know for a fact I didn't perform that well at all on both of those losses. And, I've had several conversations with my quarterback coach, a guy that you probably know, a guy named Jim Tressel, over the years. And he said, I've studied our losses, throughout the time he was at Ohio State. And anytime he threw 3 interceptions, we ended up losing the football game. And I go back and, check the facts, fact-check Tressel, and he was certainly right. I didn't perform well. But, going to Purdue, we were on a pretty good run right then. I think that was our first loss of the year in the Big Ten. And West Lafayette was a tough place to play. And I know for a fact that kind of lives with me today, Paul. I was one of those quarterbacks that spiked the ball on 4th down. There was a slow change on the sideline that still said 3rd down on a down marker. The scoreboard was behind us. We were driving north on that field. And, I just was not in touch with my mental state of mind on that particular play. And it came back to haunt us. And, it's one of those games to give credit to Purdue. They were the better team that afternoon. And, they certainly have challenged the Buckeyes throughout the years.
Well, certainly that win over Michigan, and I can remember the sight of people carrying roses down on the field. That had to help absolve some of that, didn't it, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you beat that team up north, especially your senior year, you're going out as a champion because usually it came down to that game. Everyone performed well that day. I remember Mike Lanise just doing some acrobatic catches for me, and Chris Carter obviously vertically down the field, Eddie Taggart on some shallow crosses. But, defining factor, it was a great team victory. And going out your senior year, beating Michigan 3 out of 4 years, it was and we had one heck of a party after that game. I know that. It's one of those things where Lachey and Tomczak got together for the final game, and we had a nice little party at the Holiday Inn Express, or Holiday Inn, actually.
Yeah, I've heard about some of that. When you think about, Mike, this weekend, the 84 team being honored, I'd imagine it probably brings a lot of memories about Earl Bruce back.
It certainly does. Earl was one of my favorite coaches. He stuck with me. I remember my sophomore year, we had a 3-game losing streak, and it was the first time in Ohio State history that they lost 3 games in a row in Ohio Stadium. And Earl set me down after the loss against Stanford, and he said, we're going to go a different direction, a quarterback. And I said, Coach, just give me one more. He goes, Mike, if I put you back out there, you don't perform well, you'll never play here again at Ohio State. And I remember that conversation very vividly. But from that point on, unfortunately, we lost to Wisconsin that afternoon, 6-0. And we got on a pretty good run after that. And it kind of culminated with a victory over Michigan at the end of the season. Went on to play in the bowl game. I think it was the Holiday Bowl against BYU. And we were a really good football team at the end of the year. And I just love Earl Bruce. He recruited me very heavily. And real quick story, Paul, if you got a second.
Sure.
Earl Bruce said I was the only quarterback he was recruiting. My naiveness took that to heart. And on the day that the letter of intent was signed, I had a reporter from Columbus, maybe Bob Baptist or something like that, called me from Columbus, said, Mike, what do you think about the other 4 quarterbacks that signed at Ohio State? I said, well, I'm looking forward to competition and everything. And got off the phone, called Earl Bruce, and I said, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question. I thought I was the only quarterback you were recruiting. He goes, well, you were in the state of Illinois. So, I slapped myself in the face and said, just wake up. This is big-time football, and, hopefully you bring some value to Ohio State.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
30% of D1 athletes report betting-related threats and harassment after games. This threatens the safety and mental health of students like Jade.
I'm a college athlete, and I'm more than a bet. When you threaten my life and my family because you lost money, it really scares me.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at ChangeTheGameOhio.org. That's ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we're proud to bring you tonight's game. Our members are the public school educators who coach your kids on and off the field, because we believe in the potential of every student and their right to a high-quality public education, no exceptions. That's why we will continue to speak in one voice to demand the supports and resources our public schools need, because public education matters.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Bodie Wells to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay. As the Browns could potentially be entering a rebuild, the guys discussed this week who could be going out the door for the Cleveland Browns.
So Mary Kay used the word fire sale.
Yeah.
And for the sake of this topic, let's assume the Browns are going into fire sale mode. We're just doing a hypothetical here. We're going to assume they go into fire sale mode. I am not advocating for any trade. If a team called Andrew Berry and offered, would he listen or would he say, I need more
Get ready,
get
ready in the chat. Get ready, get ready
people
to go.
Get mad. I'm just telling you, I'm not saying trade. I'm just saying if they go into fire sale mode, let's try and figure out what the value for some of these players.
All right, here we go.
Let's start with Myles Garrett.
Okay.
If a team called Andrew Berry and offered 2 first-round picks for Myles Garrett today, what would Andrew Berry say?
More. I know what Mary Kay said about not trading Myles Garrett, and I don't really want to trade him, but 2 first-round picks? Listen, Bull. More. I'll give you the team that'll give it to you. Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys.
To catch the full breakdown, just search for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and enjoy their daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine show here on the Ohio News Network.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Ravens.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick It One.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football.
Gambling too much or just can't seem to cut your losses? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Maryhaven. Whether it's you or someone you love, we're here to help you control gambling before it controls you. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven is here for you no matter what. And that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Confidential and judgment-free, go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Get all your holiday shopping done in just one stop with early holiday deals at Meijer. Save big this week on gifts for everyone. For the competitive ones on your list, select puzzles and board games are buy two, get one free. Share the sense of the season with Yankee Candle products. Buy one, get one for $1. And for those who believe that bigger is always better, save $200 on an Element 65-inch Zumo TV. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something.
Does it solve a problem?
It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay Eco to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get Eco to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO. What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying Eco to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
When that alarm clock goes off, Morning Juice comes on. The perfect way to dominate your day or just lay around the house. Morning Juice.
Weekdays at 6.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
I want to thank our guests this week for being on Ohio Sports Magazine, Tyson Gentry of New Perspective Foundation and Dr. Nico Darris from True Golf. Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Bodie Wells, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine. Join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.